The promotion was already proving to be a resounding success. Some of Burger King restaurants were each selling thousands of kids' meals a day. Numerous locations were inundated with crying, screaming children, frustrated parents in tow after selling out of all their kids' meal supplies. Have you heard about the Pokemon ball toy that killed a bunch of kids? What? Reflecting on the Burger King Pokemon disaster of 1999. What? I've never heard of this. That sounds like some Burger King shit, though. What a crazy thumbnail to use for the, or not thumbnail, crazy article cover to use for this. Some of the most iconic toys of the 90s showed up on greasy trays across the country, but perhaps the biggest frenzy arrived with a series of Pokemon collectibles from Burger King at the turn of the millennium. Pokemania hit a fever pitch in 1999, and the frenzy had a body count. Time magazine helped introduce the Japanese imported phenomenon known as Pokemon to the mainstream. Okay. At the very center of their page, a space normally occupied by heads of state, religious leaders, and business magnates, Poliwhirl leaped out at the reader. I actually vaguely remember this cover. Where's the toy? Doing alright, Jarrett. Hope you're doing well. And welcome, Leo. Oh, here we go. While parents, journalists, and psychologists were mulling the attitudinal impacts of the fad, a far more banal Poké-danger was emerging. On December 11th, 1999, 13-month-old Kira suffocated to death in Northern California. A Pokemon toy from Burger King Kids Meal was believed to be the cause. The company had begun a massive Pokemon promotion in connection with the Pokemon the First movie, which debuted on November 10th. The 56-day promotion, one of the largest in history, was intended to run from early November to end of December. The Kids Meal prize during that 2-month period was one of 57 different Pokemon toys. Making the promotion all the more exciting was the fact that the toys were encapsulated within the immediately familiar red and white orb of a Pokeball. Burger King had plans to distribute over 25 million toys in this clever format for free with any Kids Meal purchased. Let me see what they look like.
Kids Meal. It has more of the great tasting food your kids love. Not to mention a little something else your kids may enjoy.
She's even in body armor. They knew this was dangerous.
Now inside every Burger King Big Kids Meal you buy, your kids not only get more of the great tasting food they love, they get Pokemon toys and limited edition trading cards from Pokemon the First movie.
Damn, wait, that's actually kind of crazy. That's a huge promo. Did they have all 151? How? How? Damn, Burger King used to go hard. As far as Kira's death was concerned, the toy itself, as it turned out, wasn't the problem. She died after one half of the plastic Pokeball, measuring just under 3 inches in diameter, became attached to her face. She had somehow gotten it stuck over her nose and mouth, forming an airtight seal. Holy shit. Her mother took a shower for about 20 minutes, and when she emerged, her daughter was dead. Jesus. Spokesperson for Equity Marketing, the toy maker that had partnered with Burger King, would later state that the toy meets or exceeds all federal safety guidelines, and Charles Nicholas, a spokesperson for Burger King, argued it was not concluded that the ball was the cause. I mean, it seems like a completely freak incident, but I mean, the ball was literally the cause. It suffocated her. But it's not the design's fault, I don't think, right? Like that's truly a freak thing from the sound of it. I haven't heard of that, Kakashi, but that's fucking terrible. And thank you, Puppet. Well, yeah, of course, if there was proof of it, Benjamin, for sure. This was in 1999. 10 days later, on December 23rd, it happened again. An 18-month-old girl in Kansas almost suffocated. By the time her father pried the half of a Pokeball from her face, the girl's lips had turned blue. When we found out about the first death, there was a realization that this could be a huge national concern. This was the worst-case scenario. A major fast food chain, not just a toy store, distributing these toys by the millions. How is it happening, though? It doesn't... it doesn't look like that'd be a really easy situation to find yourself in. And also, who's letting 13-month-old and 18-month-old babies eat Burger King alone? Also, what do they eat from Burger King? Aren't you still basically on mush? Maybe not at 18 months, but 13 months? When do you stop having, like, mush? When's the cutoff period? Usually around 11? Okay, so they might have just graduated from mush. But even still, graduating from mush right into Burger King, what a fucking awful combination. And no, I don't know that creepypasta avocado. Why is every major fast food controversy about Burger King? Because Burger King it's actually a scourge. Burger King needs to just be shut down. They make the worst fucking food imaginable. And I don't know if Unrecord will be a good game at all, but it's very interesting. The promotion was already proving to be a resounding success. Some of Burger King restaurants were each selling thousands of kids' meals a day. Numerous locations were inundated with crying, screaming children, frustrated parents in tow after selling out of all their kids' meal supplies. It's not a question of whether another death would occur, but when. Regulators criticized Burger King for acting too slowly. The success of the Pokémon tie-in, it seemed, was why the chain appeared to be dragging their feet regarding a potential recall. Burger King have come around now, but we did have to push them. Oh, they have a recall commercial.
Burger King and the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission want you to know about the voluntary recall of this Pokémon Pokeball. The ball may pose a suffocation hazard to children under 3. Throw the ball away or return it to Burger King. The safety of your child is of the utmost importance to us.
It was such a different time back then. They had to make another advertisement in order to advertise the recall. Nowadays, they'll just make a tweet, be like, hey, we're sorry we killed some kids. Like, what more is there to say? We're sorry. Like every game dev that comes out right now when they release a pile of shit. Sunday's not a day when there's a lot of press about something. The CPSC intended to do a joint press release with Burger King on December 29th, allowing the organization time to develop. Consumers were urged to immediately take the Pokeballs from children and either return or discard both halves. You'd even get a free small order of French fries for each Pokeball, and kids still got to keep the Pokemon toy inside. So was there one death and one close call? Oh, nope. January 25th, 2000, a month after the recall began, 4-month-old Zachary Jones was found dead in his crib in Indianapolis, Indiana. He too had been suffocated by a Pokeball. It's hard to believe that you go to get the kids something to eat, you bring home a lethal toy. How is a 4-month-old eating Burger King? And unmonitored by their parents? Now, of course, there clearly is something wrong with the design here, I think. Maybe the pictures aren't doing it justice for what the Pokeball actually looks like. But what the fuck? This is a 4-month-old with Burger King? And no supervision? Holy shit, that's a recipe for disaster even if it wasn't Burger King lethal Pokeballs. He only used the toy? Why did he say this? It's hard to believe you go to get the kids something to eat and you bring home a lethal toy. Sounds like he went to Burger King, got his kids something to eat, and it happened to have the toy in it. And the baby died from it. God damn. Yeah, I've never even heard of that. Welcome aboard, Anthony. You can try bringing one back. Maybe you'd still get the fries. This is the same era of bullshit, such as Satanic Panic, Stranger Danger, Razor Blades, and Halloween Candy, and similar. Satanic Panic never stopped. That's still going on today. Thanks, Mario. Are they just clipping it around their nose like a pin? So from the way it describes it, it seems like what was happening is the baby would be playing with the Pokeball and the half would get caught on its face, like a fighter pilot, basically, with their mask. And it created an airtight seal that suffocated them.